What's up, YouTube? So I've got a lot of stuff to glue this week. I've got white silicone, and then I want to use the green glue on the boot, the brown boot. I've got a pretty much whatever I get ready to glue. I'm trying to pay attention to this side mostly just because it's going to pinch into the gasket, and I could add like another piece, I guess, to help pinch and seal it. But so glue this, so that's like 1, 2, 3, 4 items, and then I've got to silicone this bag just because I already started it. It's a nice one shoulder bag. It's mainly for like cameras, or I might be able to tuck a camera bag and carry like a duffel bag, you know. So that needs siliconing. The only thing is I only bought one extra tube. I had to buy some extra shoe goo just in case. Just in case the stuff in here runs out. I'm gonna cut this in half and then use one half for a boot heel. So this is how the tennis shoes turned out. Pretty good. So I mixed in some black paint with shoe goo, pretty sure, and then at first I used white paint and shoe goo, and then I added white silicone, and then I finished it off with, and I might add a little bit more on what's on there, so it pretty much looks like a pretty good shoe. I siliconed the laces. I just need to finish. I just need to finish this, and then yeah, just kind of do a better job on some of the grooves and things, and it's basically almost a good shoe compared to when I got it. It was a little bit worn out at the heel, but, and here's the other pair of heels. So I got a lot of heel on this to repair, and it just feels good to, you know, do a repair and then also you know, use the item. So it's not a bad deal for a few bucks. Try to fix this boot since it's really coming apart at the heel, and I think I have a little bit of space right here. So just kind of propping it up. Actually, well, okay, so I'm gonna spray a little bit of rubbing alcohol, and then just start adding a little bit of adhesive in there. So I guess I also use rubbing alcohol with a soft toothbrush. So I use the brush and rubbing alcohol all throughout this area and things. So now I could just try to use just any epoxy just to get this. So probably the white silicone, but I'm not sure exactly. But that's holding up most of the heel. But then there's just a few more situations. I could also mix the glue with the paint to make it blend in. So I got some of this glue, and I'm probably going to use some paint. Well, actually, I'm just going to use the glue. I could always paint it afterwards. And before I start applying the glue, let me show you guys, I have a small string right here to try to wrap any glue. So I'm going to start, just apply some glue and then tie the string. So hopefully I squeezed enough, just a little bit, and I use wood glue on this tip and this Q-tip, and so let's go ahead and try to spread the glue that I put in there. And here's the big section of it, so I got it kind of, and I could kind of peel it off a little bit more. I could kind of feel stuff, the whole thing actually trying to peel off, and just keep spreading down in there. So this weatherproofing or soundproofing, so yeah, you know, added enough glue to start the repair. I might have to stuck. I also need to glue the small sections and things like that. But hopefully this gives it another. I've got to just check back in when this glue starts to dry and press it in a little bit. I filled in that little hole, the tear right there. Yeah, this does want to. Yeah, so I'm gonna be working on the other boots or the shoes just to add or get started uh, drawing. With something sticky, I could also can try to tie that in right there. So I'm just kind of wrapping it around with a shoestring, and it should be pretty good. I think for now, as good as I could get it. Um, so it dries again, and then put on like that. Just to start pushing most of it in there, and then I've got the small pairs of socks to help just bind it. Hopefully it'll reach. So just double checking. Probably use rubbing alcohol on the brush. Do the first shoe and then the sock, and then spray with alcohol and rub my hands in there. Alright, so the shoe's clean with the alcohol, rubbing alcohol, and then I want to try to get like a popsicle stick. I could probably use this one, the one that I've been using for the silicone things. So, and then just start gluing this one and then putting the sock on it, a sock, to try to keep things a little more tighter. So, just being more, because last time I glued this, I did try to glue this with crazy liquid nail and stuff. So, and it didn't dry up all the way and it squished out. So I gotta be aware of some things with that. So I got some of it. So I got the electrical tape when, most of this area or things were were glued, I would say. So that's pretty much most of what I could do, unless I could, just slip the sock over that just in case. I could, I also like use some more electrical tape. One more piece, just to be sure. So I'm gonna use another piece of electrical tape just to be sure. And there is a little small gap within the lost material, but probably use a little more tape at the very tip. Not the very, but just at the tip. So there are some really serious gap issues or something. I don't and things, but this tip has to be like this, and then it seems like but most of the rest of the shoe is from the top and going down around there to see for checking. But I'm probably going to glue this and then tape it to hold it, hopefully. So didn't really think it would be like this, but just taping everything up. But it should work better than just the string and other things. Just holding down the glue and things. I locked all the tape, start to clean. So I'm just always going to check in today, and I can add tape or actually the rope or string. I just didn't want to ruin just everything, just on one idea. I mean, sometimes I gotta keep reminding myself that things can go wrong with with how the glue bucket and stuff went and stuff. Just work with what's working, and then don't try stuff that, you know, you're not sure about, and things save us a lot of time. So that's just only two pieces of tape wrapped around. I think I'm getting pretty good at this, and I could definitely use one where it's ripped. So I'm gonna do that next and keep wrapping. All right, so I think the very tip could use a little bit of tape, and it's gonna give me a chance to lock in all the other tapes. All right, so I'm cleaning everything up. I've got I'm gonna try to do that. So this is how I'm gonna, well, I added tape. I see the tape right here, and from end to end, it should make a straight line. And I just need to fill that in. I'm probably gonna open the shoe goo and start mixing whatever I can. Both of the heels kind of taped up, so this should work a lot smoother when things are like that. All right, so I got this tube of shoe goo, and so I got this other one. It just needs a little bit more, this other side, and here's the other tube, part of the tube. So, all right, so that's most of that I've got for now. So I'm gonna mix. Yeah, so talk to you guys in a minute. All right, so yeah, I did engrave a few things, but it should be pretty much drying. Seems like it's enough, so I just mixed up the shoe goo. Could mix it a little bit more, and then we'll just start applying it to the boot. So that's most of the first heel. I'm gonna, you know, if I have any excess, I kind of store it into like a small bucket. So I got a little bucket of saved up shoe goo for a different insole, which is for a different shoe. But even if it dries up and stuff, I could kind of still save it. But that's actually some insole material. So the same with this, I kind of mixed it up, and if I have any excess and things, I'm gonna just save it. I can actually use so. So I got this kind of propped up, kind of like this. And I kind of looked over with the camera, and yeah, that's just how it is, I guess. Until it seems like it like wants to move one direction, but so. I just peel off the tape. I'm assuming, and it's really not that perfect, but you know, even if it's like still has some space, most of the space cleared up, to just mix some paint and some shoe goo, and then have the boots kind of resting. It's also clearing up some space for my next stuff, which is weatherproof siliconing. So I've got the backpack or the shoulder bag, and then maybe some socks. Do a little bit of touch-up silicone on this. It always keeps sticking and peeling off, but yeah, siliconing the goggles and helmet. So I need to finish the boots up, so that I'm probably going to do this just because I really like cool stuff like this sometimes. Minute. All right, so yeah, I did engrave a few things, but it should be pretty much drying. So I just need to dry it, I guess. So I kind of just leave that like that. Now I'm gonna try to do the other shoe. Same thing. So I think while this is drying, I need to like save some of this for after. Probably have like a little small bag or plastic wrap. Maybe I could just cover it. Yeah, I could just cover it. And for that, I just transferred it to a small painting mixing cup that I had that kind of matched the color. So put some plastic on top of that. Maybe keep it, or you know, I like to wash off as much as I can. I'm doing a lot of washing also. So now I'm gonna just get started on the